Hey guys, welcome back to some more Ocarina of Time. We're done with the Fire Temple now, so I guess now we have to go tell the Gorons the bad news. Daruni is never coming back.
Daruni is never coming back. He did.
But he left me the shiny hammer,
You can use the hammer to break rocks now.
including these ones over here, which is very convenient because this gives us an upgrade. This is our double magic. There's a bunch of question marks, that's all it is.
I have a lot of questions to ask.
They put the question marks there to tell you that's something important, because there's a couple fairy fountains in the game that do that, just to kind of say, hey, if you don't have the item yet, maybe come back. There'll be something here good for you.
Oh no, is it Poison Ivy's mother again? Yeah, it's Poison Ivy's mother again.
I mean, that's even more so with the later games without the design. I think the 3DS version and Hyrule Warriors especially, because there's a lot more Ivy on these fairies.
I'm gonna enhance your magic power, give you double bar.
Just gonna take it and I'm gonna stretch it across the screen. Although it doesn't look like anything's happening at first. It looks like Link's just a little confused about what's going on. And then holds up nothing.
I'm holding up nothing.
Look at what I got. What? I don't see anything. Exactly. So yeah, double magic. That's really helpful because of how many things we have at this point that takes up magic. Honestly, with how much stuff drains the magic, I feel like double magic is nearly required for some items. Like, trying to do the final boss fight without double magic can be kind of difficult if you're wasting a lot of your shots. So it's kind of preferred to have double magic in this game.
Yeah. Well, you got other things you can do with the Big Ron. Or not Big Ron, but the Megaton Hammer.
Yeah, I mean, now that I have the hammer, we're going to go ahead and explore some of the world and use this. So, for starters, we got these rocks right here we can go ahead and break. So, let's go ahead and just do that. Because there's 2 Skulltulas here in Death Mountain you can't get until you have the hammer. So now we finally have the thing. Let's kill bugs. Although, trying to kill a bug with a Megaton Hammer doesn't work, as you can see. Why won't you die? Fine, I'll swipe with the sword.
Why doesn't it kill him?
That's a great question. I don't know why, because technically the hammer has a different damage output ratio. It's not as strong as the Master Sword, I think, but it's also similar to the Master Sword. It's weird. So it should, in theory, kill the bugs in one shot, but it doesn't.
It's about as strong as the Kokiri sword, you're telling me?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I think, no, actually, no, I think it is technically still the same strength as Master Sword.
How did you get... Did you kill him?
I killed him through the wall somehow. Because again, I just said the hammer can't really kill the bugs, and it killed the bugs, so it's inconsistent.
That was so weird.
This is what I mean. The hammer is not the best weapon to use if you want to fight things because of how the damage is inconsistent. It's as strong as the Master Sword, but its effect will vary.
So did you get all those? Do you now have all the Skulltulas of Death Mountain?
At this point, I do believe that was the last one, yeah. And now we have enough to get our final big reward, really, from the Skulltula House, because now we reached 50, which that's the final mark you honestly need to reach for Skulltulas, because the 100 reward is the next and final thing, and it's just infinite money. So this is really the last thing you should care about if you're just trying to get all the items.
So the last reward for the Skulltula is just literally like 200 rupees?
Yeah, you keep on going in and out of the house, and they keep on giving you a gold rupee. So, yeah, it's not really worth it.
Not worth. No.
By the time you get it, money's not an issue anymore.
Whee!
Gotta leave in style.
You can't play this game normally anymore, can you?
It's so slow to walk. So now that we're pretty much all done over here on this side of the map, we have the Zora stuff to take care of next. So we're going straight to Zora's domain. Yeah, that was a Poe.
Did you see that Poe like across the screen like that?
Yeah, he kind of just pops in like, hey, where's Link going? Oh, I guess he's gone. I should leave.
He's like zoop, 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 and he ran away too.
We're already done with the Poe stuff anyway, so it don't
Yeah,
matter.
that was a minor Poe, because all big Poes are dead. That was just a little sucker. Also, unfortunately, I'm here at daytime, so go back to sleep, guys. Not much of a morning person.
Or it's Michael Jackson. Or not Michael Jackson. Well, Samuel L. Jackson read the book, Go the Fuck to Sleep.
You gotta love that adaptation.
Oh, no, seriously, there's a children's book called Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Yeah, I don't know how the heck that got published, but it did.
Does Samuel L. Jackson said so?
Pretty much.
It was so funny, but this isn't really a big spoiler for Infinity Wars. But me and Amber watched Infinity Wars today, and we got Nick Fury, and he said "mother," and I was like, he wanted to say "motherfucker."
Oh, yeah, because the guy always says that.
You know, he wanted to say.
He just had to have restraint because they knew they couldn't get away with that in PG-13.
Alright, why is it icy here?
I mean, it has been 7 years. Notice it's snowing. Global warming's a bitch.
We got the active volcano acting up. It's snowing over here, and it's literally like not even like a mile away from each other. How does this ecosystem work?
Global warming's a bitch.
But Ganon only took over the towns, so he's kind of lazy on everything else.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say that's Ganon's problem. I think this is Hyrule's problem in general. Doesn't really have the best weather system. Yeah, so this place is entirely frozen over. And Kulun the King, he's just a giant red ice cube.
I'm frozen!
Well, now we don't have to worry about him moving for like 5 minutes anymore, because he's stuck.
Quite literally.
This sculpture is so awkward to get, because it's so easy to just fall off the edge of this frozen waterfall and take a lot of damage.
I know you said Skulltula, but it sounded like you said Cold Skulltula.
I mean, it's not wrong. This is very cold.
How was he still alive and all that?
Yeah, really, because spoiler alert, we're going to unfreeze him here soon, and he's perfectly fine. Like nothing ever happened when he's unfrozen. Also, that ice block we were walking on, that was Jabu. Like, that's where he used to be. So, gonna just assume that he got frozen over and died. Because you never see him again as Adult Link. Although, funny enough, his loading stones still exist there. So if you can get under the ice, you can get in the Jabu.
Oh, really?
Which is extremely easy if you're playing the 3DS version. Literally hold left in the 3DS version. You'll get in there no problem. Reso made getting into Jabu as Adult Link the easiest it's ever been. Just hold one direction. It's free.
It's free!
The whole left side, for some reason, has loading on 3DS. Well, welcome to Ice Cavern. Our mini dungeon here is Adult Link. We need to do this. This is require mini dungeon, so this one's not gonna take that long.
After Fire Temple, there's a couple mini dungeons you have to do before you can even actually do the next temple.
Yeah. This is the only mini dungeon that's required to do as Adult Link, because yeah, there is another one coming up we will need to do, but it's gonna be a child.
Freezer was like, "Hey, I'm coming! I'm gonna push you in the cutscene."
But you guys are made of ice, and I got fire, so this is not gonna work. It takes him out pretty quick. So it's like either a good jump slash will kill him, or just Din's fire. That works too.
Ah! Spinning blades of doom.
Also, we have silver rupees here. We gotta collect all these in order to unlock the door up above. And they don't count for anything, I don't think. I think these are just blank rupees. They're not real currency. And if they are, I think there's like maybe 1 rupee at the most.
Were these in Majora's Mask too?
I think so, yeah. In some parts. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, because that game used a lot of stuff from this one.
Yeah. When we eventually get to that playthrough. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that need a lot of practice, because there's just so much to memorize for that game.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's at least why I like how the 3DS version's Bomber's Notebook was structured, because it at least made a lot of stuff easier to keep track of. Because it was a better organized notebook in that version, compared to the original.
I'm going to hit hook shot you and then attack you.
I will hookshot and stab your kneecaps. You can do that. Pretty much any enemy you can kind of hookshot itself to. And be careful when doing that with certain guys, because that would be deadly.
Like?
Yeah, big one. You can hookshot likes, but luckily they do get frozen when you do that. So actually it's kind of helpful to hookshot like. I'm glad I have 4 bottles, though, going into this dungeon, because now the blue fire puzzles are extremely easy, because I can hold a lot of it. Coming here with 1 bottle is the worst thing. But this is the purpose of blue fire. You drop it here next to red ice, and it melts it. That's it. This stuff costs 300 rupees. I don't know why it costs that much money, if you want to be honest. I get having it need to be at least more than child wallet, so you don't just buy this immediately and then break the adult section. But holy crap, it's so expensive. You're better off just going back here to Ice Cavern and just getting your blue fire.
Got the dungeon map for a mini dungeon that I'm not going to be needing to...
Yeah, I mean, this place is so small. Technically, it's only 2 rooms, because there's only 1, like, door room in this area. And it's actually our final room we get to. So, the map here really doesn't matter much, because these rooms are extremely small and very connected. Although, since I did mention that, because there's only 1 real door room here, that means if you void out anywhere here, because there is a bottomless pit in one of these rooms later, jump down the pit, you're sent back to the very beginning of the dungeon, because that's your last entry point.
I think I might have fell down that pit if I remember correctly.
I think you did, yeah. Same goes for Forest Wind. It only works at the beginning and the end of the dungeon, so Forest Wind here is completely useless.
It's important to come here because there's a good item here.
I mean, for starters, you got the chest here that has the compass.
I'll put it this way, like, Lester got mad at his rando last night because this thing was locked behind 40 sculptures.
You never want to see something that's required water temple and then 40 sculptures locking a water temple item like iron boots, which was good. And in the same seed, I needed to get iron boots at 40 skulls, and I needed the Song of Time to get the boss key in water temple, which meant that was a good 8 hours of gameplay. Because that means all dungeons. You have to beat the entire video game, almost 100%ing it, just so you can beat it properly. That's never fun.
That's a bad seed.
Very bad.
That's why I think for the tournament settings, they should have, like, certain sculpture requirements just turned off. Like the 40 and 50 requirements, just turn those off. Because otherwise, your tournament's going to go on for a good 5 to 6 hours.
Yeah.
Also, this dungeon, we just picked up the heart piece here. This is the only dungeon in the whole game that puts a heart piece in a dungeon.
Yeah.
They later do this all the time in Twilight Princess, so, yeah, big parallels.
Yeah, every dungeon in Twilight Princess has 2.
Yeah. I mean, they already made it hard enough there because now they upped the requirement, making it 5 pieces of heart to complete a heart container. But to put 2 in a dungeon was a little weird.
Gotta get all blue fire out.
It's hard to think of what equips you need because of how many times you have to use blue fire in this dungeon. Every time you turn around, you find a red ice block, which does not help.
Oh gosh, this room.
Yeah, this room is really annoying.
I complained about this in Twilight Princess. I told them, ice puzzles, ice block puzzles are the bane of my existence. I hate ice block puzzles.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, the keys hate him too, how much I'm getting frozen here. But we're not going to do the puzzle here. We're just going to kind of cheese it. Because we showed earlier in the playthrough ground jumps, so I'm just going to ground jump here a couple times. It's way easier. If you know how to do it, might as well.
This puzzle is stupid anyways to start.
Yeah, I mean, for starters, this block moves in a very particular pattern because it will go until it hits a solid wall. And when how these pillars are structured, you pretty much have like a one shot at pushing this thing around. If you miss your one location, then the block's done. And if you gotta fix the block, you gotta push it off a ledge to reset it.
Yep.
Yeah, this place is just not fun. This is the worst room in the dungeon. So that's why I'm just going to put down a bomb, roll into it, and just give it a minute. And now I have a jump button. See how much a jump button can break a 3D Zelda game. That's why they gave it to us in Breath of the Wild. Makes things so much easier. This one, actually, you don't need to use blue fire on because you can jump slash into this and grab the silver coin.
Really?
Yeah, like if you jump slash from the side, you get the silver rupee. Link goes through the ice enough. In speedruns, they don't use blue fire at all because they'll either clip through the blocks with speed or they'll just do a jump slash like that to get the item in it. They never use blue fire once in a speedrun, no matter what category you watch.
Getting frozen by the freezers.
Yeah, they put these guys here just to annoy you for that reason. You'll turn the camera, it's suddenly frozen.
Blue fire. Get rid of the red ice. Nobody likes red ice.
Well, now we made it to the end, and our final boss of Ice Cavern is a White Wolfos. That was a fight.
Crouch stab.
No, I didn't even need to do that. Just stab them with a normal attack. If you hit a Wolfos tail, doesn't matter what form, normal or White Wolfos, it's a one-hit KO. So that's intended.
And you got the iron boots.
We should immediately just have these things above Link's head, and then they just fall and give him a concussion. There's no way you can hold those things straight up. They're too heavy.
Hi, Sheik. I love how you come up behind me after I've already solved all the puzzles. You could have been helping, you know.
Yeah, where were you with the ice block puzzle? You could have gave me a boost instead of those bombs.
Ba-doop.
Oh, hey. In the middle of a part.
Oh,
All
hi,
right.
Marla.
We have a sign of Marley here when we're finishing up Ice Cavern. That's fine with me.
I'm cool with that.
You're cool with that?
So we will just describe to him
Yes.
what happens then. So at this point, Sheik is pretty much just telling us what happened to the Zoras. They all froze over. And at this point, the only one she was able to save was our wife-to-be, unfortunately. She saved Rudo, and she already left for the water dungeon.
What? You couldn't have just left her to get frozen too? I would have been perfectly
Wow.
fine with that. Now you're gonna play the get the Serenade of Water.
Yeah, honestly, probably one of the most useful warp songs in the whole game, simply because it's really good for transportation purposes.
Just to warp the Lake Hylia.
As a kid, this puts you right next to Zora's Domain, too, because of the warp that works there.
Doesn't this just warp you to Lake Hylia?
Yeah, but as a kid, you can swim over to the other side of the lake and then take the shortcut back to Zora's Domain. So that makes it easier if you just want to take that shortcut, if you don't want to go all the way back to the Lost Woods.
Mm. I mean, you could do it with the walk.
I mean, you could walk. You could also bomb fly.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I mean, safe warping is the big one, but that's what I would do.
Now, you could have gone back all through that whole entire dungeon again, or you could just go behind this treasure chest and just... Oh my gosh, precision on that. What the
Yeah,
heck?
a little weird. But yeah, the only downside with Iron Boots is that you can really only use them underwater, because when you're on dry land, you move extremely slow, and your jumps are super gimped. So that's the whole gimmick with our next dungeon, Water Temple. You have to keep on flip-flopping between the boots, but for now in Ice Cavern, it really doesn't matter. You just put them on once, leave the dungeon, take them off, forget about them for a bit. And that's what we'll do for now.